Sivan, my daughter, was born July 5th, 2012. Rabbi Neil and Eliza Kirshan, who are BJ members, have a beautiful tradition of giving B'nai Mitzvah kids a puzzle of the front page of the New York Times for the day that they were born. Sivan received hers a number of weeks ago, and last Shabbat we began putting it together. My mom, who's the puzzle maven in the family, finished it on Wednesday. Sivan commented twice this week that the news on the front page that July 5th in 2012 was so normal. Sivan, I wish at this moment of your bat mitzvah that all the news that's fit to print contained ceasefires being achieved and hostages returned, Israelis and Palestinians feeling safe and free to live their lives in dignity, that democracies around the world weren't at risk, and the expansion of civil rights was a foregone conclusion. But alas, that's not the world we're living in. I want you to understand, Sivan, that these times are not normal. We should not get accustomed to such a world. We should not accept it or give in to its cruelty, its hatred, its such mendacity. Nor should we become callous to the world's brokenness and pain. And so instead of turning to the front page of the newspaper to find inspiration, which we know we can't find there, we turn to the Torah for inspiration and comfort and wisdom. This week's parasha, Parashat Beha'alotcha, is filled with a lot of different stories. And so in this not normal existence of the wilderness that we are living in, I want to offer 3 lessons from this week's parasha to give us some guidance. Lesson 1. The parasha opens with a commandment for Aharon to light the lamps of the menorah in the Mishkan. And then the Torah says, after the commandment, Vaya'as ken Aharon, and Aaron did so. Rashi explains that Aharon is praiseworthy because he did the mitzvah exactly the same way every time. But the Hasidic commentators aren't satisfied with that because it might appear that he did it in a rote way. And so that they unfold the idea and they teach that Aharon did so, the mitzvah, with incredible precision each time, but with the fervor of passion, as if every time were the first time. In this wilderness we are living in, there are things that can anchor us, give us consistency and constancy. The commandments, our community, and this tradition of ours that brings us together on this Shabbat, even when the world is aflame. We need that kind of groundedness, just like Aharon, who lit the menorah over and over and over again. And with our dedication and commitment, we need to constantly discover a renewed purpose and not become dull to the practice, nor dull our own souls to the world. Our passion and committed service is all the more important in a world of uncertainty. Lesson number 2. There is an oddity in this parasha in chapter 11, 2 upside-down nuns, which are 2 of the Hebrew letter nun, are found upside down, and they bracket 2 verses, one of which we recite every time the Torah is taken out of the ark. Vayehi binsa Aaron vayomer Moshe, kuma Adonai v'yafutzu oivecha v'yanusu misanecha mipanecha. When the ark was to set out, Moshe would say, "Advance, O God. May your enemies be scattered and may your foes flee before you." Commentators treat these 2 verses as a book in and of themselves. So that would mean actually that we don't have a Torah of 5 books. We have a Torah of 7. Do your math. Rashi writes that the upside down nuns are to teach us that these verses are not in the right place, but are here to teach us a special purpose. So what is the purpose that they come to teach us? They make a break between the narrative of one punishment and another. The Israelites, no doubt, are having a rough time in the wilderness. They turn away from God. They complain and complain and complain. And God and Moshe are beyond frustrated with them. And their anger burns literally and figuratively. So this 2 little verse book is a pause in that narrative to breathe amidst the hardship, to discern between 2 moments of punishment, and to caution, actually, against an orientation of what I would call accumulated negativity. What is happening in Israel and Gaza, and now with the preemptive attack on Iran, and the fear of what is to come, the crumbling of our democracy here at home, and the militarized state that is being used to terrorize not only undocumented people, but even senators at press conferences. It is truly hard not to despair. Yet this little book of 2 verses with its upside-down nuns wants to protect us from the overwhelm of it all. It wants us to recognize each challenge for what it is and not pile everything together as if it's all the same. And it wants us to breathe and have a Shabbat. Finally, lesson 3. That's it. There's only 3. This little book of 2 verses is also a prayer. The Da'at Zikanim says it is a prayer that if enemies are gathering to attack the Israelites, they should be dispersed by God before carrying out their plans. The Ishbitzer Rabbi adds that the Israelites sound the shofar before each journey because they don't know what will transpire along the way. And the shofar is a cry, an impassioned plea for God to protect them so that they can journey in peace and be safe from any mishap. The news this Shabbat is heavy. With the attack on Iran and the anticipated response which is happening in the very moments that we're sitting here in shul, and I know many of us are deeply worried about our friends and family who are in their safe rooms, who don't know what's going to be coming, who have been diverted to Cyprus because their planes couldn't land. We're all waiting with bated breath. And tomorrow there's a military parade in DC expected, and accompanying protests for No King's Day. That's just 2 days of news. And still, 53 hostages remain trapped in Gaza, and still Palestinians in Gaza are without food and aid. This is not normal. But Sivani, it is your bat mitzvah, and it is Shabbat. She's been waiting for me to cry forever. Despite all that is not normal, we are here, bound by a glorious tradition that gathers us together to do mitzvot and serve with all the passion that we can muster and celebrate all the goodness and all the blessings that exist in this world, one of which is you. Amidst the trials of living, we are invited to pause and breathe and restore and pray that peace will reign on Israel and all the world, that only the true king or queen will be God, and for all the pain and sorrow, that there is healing, that there is tikkun. Let us make that all the news that's fit to print.